The future headquarters for Fort Myers Police.
Well, demolition here started over the weekend, and the mayor tells me that it will take some time, but he's hopeful that construction could begin in the new year, which means we could be seeing a whole new headquarters here in July of 2026. You'll start to see construction crews as you pass MLK on Fowler and drive towards downtown. Just to the left of that, you'll see acres of land the city is transforming into the new police headquarters. I'm reporting in Fort Myers along Fowler Street. I'm Rachel Whalen, NBC2.
You can see what they did here. They cut this door, they cut that door. Okay, here we are, downtown Fort Myers. This is the new police location. They're going to build their new police station here. This is one of many buildings that we're tearing down. They're all pretty good sized buildings. We're about 10 loads in. These were metal buildings, and right now we're loading up just some of the C&D from this project. And down the street, the city has the fire department out here, and they're training on one of the buildings. So we're going to go down and check that out, and we're going to do a walkthrough on the rest of these buildings to see if there's anything that's worth salvaging. Police department, I was telling you how big it is. If you look at it, it starts down here at the end of our fence. It goes all the way down, and you see those buildings down there, all the way to the end of those buildings. All right, so we got to get in through this fence. We're going to go take a walk through here and see if there's anything here that's salvageable. All right, here we go. So we're taking out all of this. So all this asphalt and stuff, we're gonna take that up, and hopefully we're gonna find somebody who's looking for asphalt millings right now, and we'll take this up for them. So let's go over here and check these garages out. It's probably not gonna be much in here. It looks like somebody's been through here and cleaned it up. We're gonna take these light poles down too. That may be copper wire. Most likely it's gonna end up being aluminum wire. That's what the utilities typically use, is the aluminum, especially the big gauge stuff. We're tearing down multiple buildings. This is about probably 2-3 acres, maybe 4 acres. So everything from, there was a building back there that we tore down. We're gonna take up all these buildings, all these structures, all the concrete and everything that's here, everything, all the doodads, all the fencing, all the light poles, everything, all the landscaping, all the way through. You can actually see over here, those buildings way over there, they're a part of this. What we're doing right now is we're trying to see if there's anything here worth salvaging. So here's something we don't want to see. This is a tank of oil, which means I'm going to have to get my recycle guy to come out here. It's an extra step. It'll cost us some money to get that done. Back here I see there's a bunch of rims. Typically these rims are worth about 20 bucks a piece. That's an AMG Mercedes-Benz rim. I don't know how well it cleans up. If it cleans up, I can probably sell that on eBay for a couple $100. The rest of these rims, probably just gonna pull them off. If the tires are dry rotted, we'll throw them away. If they're not dry rotted, we're gonna put them on eBay and sell them. If they're $500 tires, we'll sell them for 100, you know? It helps people, especially when you get a flat and you only need one tire. So in here, I don't see much. There's not much in here that we can do anything with. We're doing a lot of scrap metal on this one. I think we're 6 75-yard end dumps full of metal so far. Somebody's kicked this in. These look like they're old coolers. This might have been a fish processing thing at one point in time, or some sort of meat processing. The outside of this is aluminum. It does have some value, but the reality of it is it's really not worth anything because the labor it would take to get it off. They don't really want the foam, so there's really nothing in here that's worth messing with. We have a little bit of wire we'll pull out. Sepio and them guys will work on this while they're waiting for him to tear it down. This is actually ferrous metal, magnetic metal. It's not worth anything. Okay, so the outside is aluminum. There's not enough of it to do anything with. Now these big monsters right here, when you see electrical panels like this, it looks like somebody's already gotten this out of here. There would have been some big gigantic wires coming into here. So somebody's already scrapped that out. So we kind of missed out on that. All right, so let's go on to the next building. So the fire department's been here this morning, and they've been using the building next door to do some training on, and they cut up the doors and that. Unfortunately for us, the doors that they cut up, typically I can get about $1,500 a piece out of them, and they were in very good condition. So bummer. Not greedy, but I like to repurpose as much as we possibly can. So that building right behind us, we're gonna go look at that one. So this building right here, this is an all metal building. If we were not in a hurricane zone, I would take this building apart and we would resell it. We would just take it and literally just take the panels off of it. Whoever bought it would have to put it back together the best they could, and they'd have to buy some panels. But the frame of this structure is perfectly fine. It's not past its useful life. It's past its useful life in the sense that they bought this and they're going to build this big gigantic monstrosity of a building here. This door behind me, if you take a look at this, historically doors that size, I've been able to get between $1,500 and $2,500 a piece for them over the years. You'll see on the other side of the building that they cut these with their chop saw. So we'll take this fence out, we'll repurpose it. You can see what they did here. They cut this door, they cut that door. It's really not a good idea because, you know, we're in the middle of an area that there's a lot of crime, there's a lot of homeless people here, and this is another place where they could hang out. And homeless people and sharp metal is not a good combination as far as I'm concerned. So same thing with this fence here. We're gonna pull this fence out. Come on, Sepio. I just wanna say, I'm very glad that we have a tow rope for this car.
Yes.
A tow rope connector.
Just in case.
Just in case. In case I have to pull it with my Corvette.
Yeah, I need to go get a hammer.
You broke it?
Yeah, the guys were here. I don't know what
They cut it?
Yeah, it's a hit it is. It's been.
Does this open up? It's got a key in it.
Yeah, need a hammer.
Yeah, go get it. I'm gonna try to get it out while you're doing it. Yeah, he's right. It's gonna be a hammer. Okay, that's that. Go get your hammer though, you'll need it. So I don't see much in here. Again, we're gonna take this fencing. We're also taking that building. We were just in that building. All these tires and stuff like that, those we'll put them all into a dump trailer. We'll take them to the Lee County facility up here on Buckingham Road, and they take tires. It's like $90 a pound. Used to be $90 a ton. They're probably $150 a ton now to get rid of tires. So here we busted into this the other day so we could get in here, see what's going on. All right, so here we are. Again, historically, you know, we've been doing the same stuff over and over and over. It's the same thing with different buildings all the time. So this used to be some sort of a car. Actually, it says custom cars on the front of it, I believe. So that's what that pit is for. The pit is for people to get down underneath the cars and be able to work on them. Over here, the electrical panel, somebody's already gotten in here. They got all the breakers out. The breakers are something we can sell on eBay. These right here, these are pretty hefty wires. We will come in and scrap all these wires out. There's really not much in here. Let's go over and take a look at the office. So here's another rim, another rim. Those are 20 to 30 bucks a piece. Kind of a aluminum alloy is what they are. As you can see right here with this on the wall, that's what they did. They do custom stuff in here, and rims were part of it. Yeah, there's just nothing in here. That's not in good enough shape to do anything with. And the reason being is if you look at it closely, you see all the water damage. That's a pretty cool guy. Does it say Dave on it? Ah, Dave. And Lee! You gotta love it. Dave and Lee. That's funny. So our cameraman, his name's Lee, and my name's Dave. And somebody took a lot of time to draw that up. That's some pretty handsome graffiti art. If you look at this flag over here, it's real dirty. It's kind of disrespectful to the flag to have it dirty. I was in the Air Force, so take that and get it disposed of properly. So even though this concrete looks like it's gonna be really thick here, it's probably not. The walls are probably a foot thick. You can see, well, you can see how wide it is here. So this is probably gonna be, say, 8 inches wide. The rest of the flooring in here is gonna be normally 4 inches to 6 inches, depending on how good they were at getting the gravel level before they poured the concrete. So these beams on here, there's really nothing wrong with these buildings. This building has been through, I've been through 10 hurricanes, so this building's been through more than that, and there's really nothing wrong with the framework on this building. It wouldn't meet today's code. Couldn't take it down and re-put it back up in Lee County or in Collier County. Hendry County, you probably could. For us, the amount of time it would take to take it apart, to sell it, We did that once before. It wasn't quite this big of a building, and we had such a hard time getting it sold and everything, and the amount of time we had in it, I'm not sure we really made any money. We're really not quite set up for it. The other problem we got is we don't have enough space. We just don't have enough space. Now, we just bought another place for our Removeitpros. It'll give us 2 locations that we can run out of. When we actually own that, which isn't until May, we could possibly do something like that. But timing's horrible though. We can't do anything with it now. We're just going to tear these down and take them to the scrapyard. So all this metal here, probably $20,000 in weight. So about that, and we'll take this down with the excavator and rip it apart, and we'll put it into that big gigantic dump trailer that we have.
Yeah, this is broken.
I can't believe you broke a perfectly good lock. What the? So one of the stressful things about doing demo is getting the power disconnect. This power is still connected to this building. Whoever scrapped this building out, really, they pulled some of the big stuff out of there. They really were flirting with potentially hurting themselves really bad because it's still connected to the pole. You know, bad idea. So, but anyway, once the wires get disconnected up here, those are the big thick wires that we've seen that may be aluminum. A lot of the stuff that comes from the pole, and that's always aluminum. I don't know why. Maybe because copper's so expensive and there's so much of it. But aluminum wiring, it's not worth the labor it takes to process it. So this is going to have some big, huge wires in it, and that panel itself, there's going to be a big breaker in there, and that breaker could be worth, you know, $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800. Okay, so all the fencing, all the landscaping, all the telephone poles, all the pavement, all of it goes. Okay, and this is a big property. If you guys look down to the stop sign, and you turn around and look back down here to the light, they own all of this. And we're tearing down every structure down through here. They assembled this so they can put their new police station on it. Hey, look right here, no trespassing. When you get inside of here, you'll see that they really paid a lot of attention to that. You know what Winnie the Pooh would say, right? What? It's a blustery day. All right, so both these buildings, this building here and this whole building here, all of that's going to be scraped off. So nobody has had permission to be in here, okay? And if you notice, as we go through, you're going to see how much scrapping has been done. These guys come in here and illegally scrap, and geez, is it really worth going to jail over the little bit of scrap that you can get out of here? But when you rip scrap out, the amount of damage that you do can be substantiated. You could say, okay, it would cost $50,000 to put that electric back in. Well, now you're getting charged with a $50,000 charge, and all you're doing is getting scrap metal. So it's not a good idea. I understand it though, desperate people do desperate things. So this would be an example of something where somebody's being ingenious. You've seen in one of our videos where we were pulling this stuff out with a bobcat. Okay, these are actually going through tubes out here. If you notice, the breakers are still in here. The breakers, we can resell them on eBay. There's really not a lot of stuff in here. This used to be some sort of a fabricating shop probably at some point in time. Oh yeah, Chester's fried chicken. Yeah, we might grab those too, you know, somebody might buy them. So there's really not much left in here. If you notice, all the electric on the walls is gone. So somebody's already pulled that out of here. Is there anything in that door there? Yeah, nothing in there. All right, so let's go off to the next one. So this right here is someone being ingenious that didn't have a bobcat who wants to try to pull out this big thick hopper with a tow strap. It's really not bad mechanics there. Redneck engineering, exactly. Okay, on to the next one. So same thing with these garage doors. The ones that are in really good shape, we'll take them off. These are pretty old, so these are probably worth more like $1,000 a piece. And if they don't work very good, we're not gonna bother taking them out. Okay, again, there's really not much in here. This place has been picked over pretty good. There's not much in here. So let's look at this electrical panel. So there still is a lot of electric in here. You notice there was no hanging lights or anything over there. That's because somebody already got them. So this is a big old thick piece of copper right here. Nope, that's This is an example of that aluminum. Aluminum it's not worth anything. It's too light. So pretty much all the electric in here, the rest of the electric that's in here, we'll pull all that out. We'll actually bring the Bobcat in here, grab it real quick and pull it out, and then we'll take it back to the shop and recycle it. There's not that much in here, but you'll notice over there in the other one we just came from, there were no receptacles anywhere. So somebody had already pulled them out. So what we'll do again is we'll come in here with the Bobcat and we'll just scrape that stuff off, put it into a pile, put it on a trailer. You know, the nickels and dimes and the quarters, a lot of people don't mess with that stuff, which is what I love, because we kill it. We kill it on that stuff because nobody else does it. It's labor intensive, but it works. Especially works for us. We got a proven track record with it. So back to this, these are pipes. The electrical lines would have been coming through them. You see them up here on the building now. So somebody actually pulled these down and they were able to get the electrical copper. The city seems to use more of the aluminum from what I've seen, the bigger gauge stuff. And when you get onto the property that people own, it's typically copper. So they left the little furniture, it's all shot, nothing we want to mess with. Same thing in here. So a lot of the electric's already missing in here, but some of it is still here. A lot of it's gone though. So somebody did some illegal scrapping here. So this door, that door, we'll function them. If they're functional enough, we'll take them down and we'll sell them. That wasn't open yesterday. So this is another example of something. We'll take that gate and we're gonna put it on our next property that we're buying. We'll put that across just to deter people from coming back onto the property at nighttime when we're not there. I can't help myself. All right, children must play. Hey, there's a pew. So they were using this as a church. So that's their little podium there. All right, so pretty much these buildings are they've been here forever. This is the old part of downtown Fort Myers, and basically everything in here is getting torn down. Hey, we gotta get some of that bankroll whiskey. So if you notice here, they're gone. There might be a little bit of stuff in here that we can do something with. It looks like somebody had like a bar or something back in here. Okay, there's nothing in this one. Yeah, that's a hair washing station. And over the years doing junk removals, I've probably gotten 100 of those over the years. They get to a certain age, they don't function properly, they get rid of them. So this is my friend Rob. He's kind of addicted to this kind of stuff like I am. He's like, hey man, is this stuff up for grabs? He says, can I get this insulation? You go to Home Depot, what is one bale? Is it
$75.
So 75, 75, 75? It adds up. There's a ladder. It adds up. You know, any money you don't have to spend is awesome. So these signs are kind of cool. We'll take them back to the shop and sell them. This metal here, we'll take this back here. This will go into somebody's kitchen. I can get like 75 bucks a sheet out of that. Okay, and that's it. This is a small one. We will not do anything with the garage door here. A lot of the electric is still here, so we're gonna pull that out. Okay, this is an example. This is the run coming from the street that the city has taken down, okay? And this is all aluminum. If you pick this up, and this was copper, this would weigh about 4 times what it weighs. This probably weighs 30 pounds. It'd probably be 100 pounds if it was copper. But it's not something, there is actually some metal interwoven in this to give it strength so it doesn't pull itself apart. But this is worthless to us because they don't want it. Second reason they don't want it is they know that it belongs to the city and they don't want to get in the middle of that. If you want to take it in, you have to get a letter from FPL. Try to get FPL to come out and do anything. So this stuff just ends up getting mixed in with the scrap loads, the ferrous scrap loads, which is the white goods, and they end up getting it anyway, but it gets crunched up like you would a car. They send it through the shredder. So somebody's been in here and pulled a lot of this stuff out. They don't know much about breakers because this is 100 to 500 each one of these on resale value on eBay. So somebody's taken out all of the outside compressors. That's what would be here. This is all aluminum. This is extruded aluminum, so it's got some value to it, 50 cents or 60 cents a pound. Okay, in here, that was a cooler. Somebody took the cooler out. This is the condensing system for the cooler. And then everything inside of here, There are some things in here that we'll probably mess with. Most of it's ruined though. If you look at that, whatever they were doing in here was really heavy. They've ruined the shelves, so we probably won't mess with them. There is still lots of scrap in here. These kind of things, we'll take them with us. So if you recognize this is a cooler. If you've seen any of the other videos that we have, the bottom of these has a big condensing coil on it. You know, stuff like these shelves here, these plastic shelves, they're not worth much, but we'll take them. 20 bucks is 20 bucks. That big old rack right there, I can sell it for 150 bucks. We might just keep it because we're always moving heavy stuff around. Back here, this is for produce typically. These tables, if I had endless amounts of room, I would keep stuff like that. Although produce people are typically, they're pretty tight on spending money. Over here, this is another cooler system. So these both have the condensing coils. All of that together is probably $100. $100 over there, between the weight of the freezer and the condensing coils themselves. So there's another ladder. You know, it all adds up. This is just regular metal here. If the poles are here for this, you know, people can always use shelves. Taking down the metal on the windows, people need that in certain areas. These next couple are in this good condition. So somebody rehabbed this within the last, 15 years or whatever. So I already looked at the HVAC system. It's a 2005, so we won't mess with that. We're just gonna pull out the electric. That's how we got into the other unit yesterday. Sepio busted a hole in the wall, went through the wall. We couldn't get the door open. Same thing here, we'll take out the panel. We put groups of like 20 and 30 of these together and sell them for really reasonable prices. This right here, back in the day, about the 2008, 2006 time frame, people were stealing these things like crazy. The metal yards, they put rules into place where you can only bring them in if you got an HVAC license. The other thing that they were doing is they would, so they were stealing these, so this became a business for a while. These guys would build these cages and put them over the condensing units to try to keep people from stealing them. Of course, guys who are stealing condensing units typically have grinders and saws with them anyway. It just takes them a little bit longer. Or if you want that off of there, you put a pickup truck on that and a chain, that's off there in a minute. But it was a good business for a minute. So again, all this stuff is gone. Somebody already got the HVAC system out of this. One more unit on the other side, and they're all the same at this point. There's really nothing in them that you can do anything with. Removeitpros Demolition, see you on the next video.
Man of the hour.
Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe and leave us a like.